Well, hey there, you awesome bipeds, quadrupeds, and even the occasional dinosaurs. It is I, Little Wolf, and welcome to my den. Go ahead and come on in, but please wipe your paws before entering. And go ahead and take a seat by the fire. The cauldron is bubbling, so you can have your choice of tea, coffee, or hot chocolate. And I would first like to say I am sorry about how sparse my videos have been lately and how they've only been the cartoon videos lately, and I've kind of explained bits and pieces where things have been kind of going weird in my life at that time, and I was moving around quite a bit, so I wasn't able to make videos as often as I did before, so it was harder. And I did make a big move from Alaska to California now. And that's where I am, and I'm in the northern area of California. And so I'm living there. And on top of that, on December 9th, I got married. And so now there is a Mrs. Little Wolf that's around here somewhere, and I'm sure many of you have seen me talk with her in the chats and everything else. So you do know her, and Darcy is her, and that is my wife, and she's probably rolling her eyes, and I'm going to make her laugh her butt off real quick. Hold on. Okay. She's probably laughing now, so that's okay. Alright, so we're going to do things just a little bit differently today. It's not going to be cartoons this week. We're just going to do a quick kind of catch up on what's been going on lately. And I'm sorry, I know the cartoons help people get through their Monday, but I figure it's been a bit since we kind of sat down and had a talk and just kind of had some fun. And also, a few other things have happened since the beginning of December, and also that means it's coming up on my next anniversary of being on YouTube. So we're now starting, it looks like, let's see here, at 1 year, we're going on about my second year now of being on YouTube. That's pretty crazy considering not too long ago I was like you guys and hanging out in the chats and not doing much, and now I'm making cartoon videos and once in a while doing reviews on videos, and I guess that helps out a lot of people. I'm glad it does. So, and if you ever feel like you do need help, of course, you can hit me up in my Little Wolf's Den or my Swordsman group. And if you ever need to and you can't, you can always hit up a bunch of my other friends in those groups, and I'm sure many of them will sit down and listen to what your problems are, and if you need, they can help point you out in the right direction, probably, of where you can find the information you need. And if you're in the United States, you can always call the U.S. Suicide Hotline number, which is 1-800-273-8255. Once again, that's 1-800-273-8255. And if you're into texting more, you can hit them up at 741-741. But if you're outside the US, and that's pretty much everybody else on the planet, so you'll have to go to the website suicide.org/international suicide hotlines.html. And that will take you to the website. It'll have a list of all the other countries out there and sites you can go to and be able to find the help that you need if you need it. Okay. I'm a little bit out of practice of doing this since I've really only been doing my uh, cartoon videos lately, so I haven't really had much of a chance to sit down and talk and just kind of have fun with my channel the way I've come to do, even with just doing my movie reviews or doing my radio plays, which I haven't done in forever, and with some other equipment that I'm getting and new stuff that I'm going to be working with, I'm going to try and bring that back again. because I know a lot of people like a bunch of the old radio plays, and I know we gotta figure out what happened with Chet Chatter. And if you don't recall what happened there, go back in some of the uh, videos and you'll see the Chet Chatter episodes. And those are really fun episodes, I think, because that was such a fun radio play. So go ahead and go back and hit that. And it was a radio play done by J&M Studios, I believe, in Texas, if I remember right, Mahia. And so it's just weird, wacky stuff that happens around a manure hauler. And he just has a bunch of hijinks ensue. And we get to follow what happens there. Think of it like Erie, Indiana, but in Texas. So, like Erie, Texas. Well, Texas is weird enough already. Texas has Team Skeptic. Love you, team. Oh yeah, it has Johnny O too. I mean, it does have to have its own Sasquatch. Love you, Johnny. Okay, so yeah, a lot of stuff has happened between me having to move from the place I was staying at because of circumstances I didn't really understand at the time, to having to go into an Airbnb for a bit while I waited for my human to come up and visit me and then bring me back down to California. And so that all that happened, and then stayed there. My human came up and I visited them, and then we moved back down to California and stayed there for a while and got married. And now we're living in a little apartment which is really nice and cute, and she wonders if I can stand living there. And it's like, it has a... Oddly enough, for a long time I never really slept in beds. Of course, I was Muslim for a long time, so I mean, it wouldn't really work to sleep in a bed. That's one of the things that they say you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to sleep on like a mat on the ground, so that's kind of what I did. I got used to sleeping on the ground with a blanket and a pillow, and or at least another blanket that I would wrap up as a pillow. And that's the other cool thing too with actually being with her is I've started to actually drink water now, which is weird. I'm drinking hint flavored water, and it's really good. My favorite right now would be the blueberry lemon, because just about anything blueberry I love. And it's just so good for you. And I like getting the variety pack because you can get like a kiwi strawberry in there, or you can, let's see here. One of her favorites is like the peach, and then there's like an orangey one I know she likes. She's probably sitting there rolling her eyes and screaming at me, "You know the flavors!" Yeah, but okay. She's got me doing that now. I'm also, instead of rolling cigarettes, I'm actually vaping now, and I get a couple of different ones so I have some different flavors. And yeah, so I'm doing all that, and we went out to a place called Fort Bragg, which is around where we're at now. Went hiking and found a bunch of different places that would be fun to use as a den, and I'm going to start working on them. Also found an app that I can use to cartoonize photos, and so I'm going to start using that and start working on making new dens. So that's going to be fun too. And another thing is she loves looking up cheesy movies. And so there's going to be a bunch of that. Things of like watching, oh my lord, she loves looking through them and then like repeating the title back. You know, kind of like in, if you've ever seen the movie House Bunny, whenever she has to learn somebody's name, she says it in a weird, like, demonic voice. One of them's like, "My name's Natalie." Natalie! And so, yeah, so she'll repeat the title in, like, a weird demonic voice, and so there's a few of them we have scheduled to watch coming up, and we're probably going to do like a weird review on that. So I'm not sure if she'll get up on the microphone or not, or if she'll write down her opinions and I'll have to read them out, kind of like a president does with some of their stuff. So we'll see what happens. And of course, yeah, we're gonna be doing that movie review, and like I said, I'm gonna be trying to bring back my radio plays because there's still a whole bunch of them out there that I want to share, and it's just so much fun to dig through the archive and find old radio shows that most people probably haven't even heard of. I know a lot of people hadn't heard of Chet Cheddar uh, in my channel until I started playing them, and they really enjoy them. So I love being able to find the little things that people haven't heard of and be able to bring it up and say, hey, this is a fun thing. I like it. You might like it. Kill time. So that's what I do with my games too. And my wife has learned that I love looking up games, and I love gaming a lot, and I love watching videos on games and histories on games. Recently I watched, what was it? A person had put together like a history of Resident Evil. And so I sat down and watched that, and it's like a 7-hour video or something like that, because he goes through like most of the games and a few of the movies and things like that. And then another one, he went through like a bit of the Silent Hill games and the Castlevania games, and it's just so fun to sit back and watch where a lot of these games started from, and there are games in there that I missed in the series, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to start looking that up now, and I can probably find this one over here because I do now have a Nintendo Switch. Sorry, coffee. But yeah, I have a Nintendo Switch now, and I've been doing a lot of gaming on that. The biggest game that has really sucked up my attention right now is a game called The Persistence. I think that's it. And what has happened is you're in a ship and you're traveling, you get really close to a black hole, and you wake up and somehow all the other crew members are like weirdly mutated into these creatures. And you have to try and get coordinates onto your ship and trying to get the engines all started up again. Everything's like all in a shambles, and you have to try and fix all of the systems to get it working again. So you have to run through, and right now I've only made it to the second deck, and you die a lot in this game. I mean, through so many weird things where it's like I'll hit the wrong button because you can sneak up behind the bad guys and kind of taser them almost, but it's like a reverse taser because you shoot these little things into them and it sucks out these things called stem cells or something like that. I think that's what it is. And when you use that, you're able to upgrade your character, be able to be more stealthy, have stronger melee attacks, things like that. And then as you move along through the game, like I said, I've only made it to the second deck, and I've run into the third enemy that you have to face. Like the main one that you run into first are just these weird, like, zombified crewmates who just wander around and, like, do these weird noises. Sorry. Something like that. So, yeah, they do that, and then they see you, and then they attack you. And there's this other one that kind of hops around the room like a little mini ape, and they smack you, and then they run away and crawl away. And they do that. And now I have this other one that I bumped into that's this really huge one. And it's like this extreme engineer or something like that, or berserker or something. And you can get some of the stem cells when you get them from behind, but it's not enough to be able to do it. And I'm hoping, because as you go through, you unlock schematics for like a new gun to take out the stem cells. You have other gun schematics you come up with. Um, you have different grenades you can make, like you have a gravity grenade, a siren grenade that'll attract them and then blow up. One that's called like a swarm grenade, and you let that go, and all these little like electronic bees take off and swarm after them and attack them. And it's just a fun game all the way around, and it's gotten me hooked. I love it so much, and I have actually a really decent library now on my Switch. Because, like I said, I like to look up games, and I like to what I call window shop, and I look at the ones that they have on sale. And there are some of them where it'll look like it will be a good deal, where it's like, oh, this game is $2, and you look at the actual price, and it's only a $6 game, so it's not that big of a deal. But then you look at other ones where it's like, oh, this game is $10, and originally it's like 60. So it's like, good lord, that's a heck of a deal. You're getting a whole bunch off there. And so I do that every day, and I like to try and find the ones that are at least like $6 and under, and are at least a semi big title. And I've gotten quite a few of them. I have Dying Light. I have Dying Light. No, sorry, brain farted and it doesn't want to think right now. But yes, yeah. Brain, why do you have to do this to me? We are in the middle of making a video, and now you want to do this to me and not work. And to think, we could have had the other brain from that one person, Abby. Abby something. Sorry. Okay. But yeah, I have so many different games on there now. And let's see here. I have Fury Unleashed, which is gonna be a co-op game if I want it to be. And it's kind of like a Contra type game. There's another one I have. It's kind of like Metroid, and it's called Axiom Verge. And it really is. It's kind of like a weird Contra meets Metroid, from what I've played of it so far. But it's a fun one. One that I haven't tried yet, but I'm waiting to, because I want to play it with my human, is Tools Up. And that's one where you're a group of 1 to 4 people trying to renovate people's houses, move furniture around, take paint off the walls, repaint them, things like that. And so I can't wait to try that with her. And let's see here, I have Doom Eternal. I've played through a bunch of that so far, but I've been taking a break from that because I've been getting sucked into some of my other games. Guacamelee 2. I got that because it was on sale, but the first one wasn't on sale yet, which was kind of sad, but oh well. But I have so many different things on my Switch now. A couple of horror games I can't wait to try and get into, and a couple more on sale I'm thinking of getting, but I'm waiting to look into. But there's so much coming up that I can't wait to do, and so many movies, and like I said, more radio shows if I can get those done. My wife is going to let me use some of her stuff, and so I'm going to have to look up more programs to be able to do audio recordings, video editing, photo editing, things like that. And so it's going to be interesting to work with that, but it's going to be fun at the same time. And it's going to be starting over again. And I have a bunch of new dens to try and work around with and play with. So let's see how that goes. And I can't wait for you guys to come along with me. And thank you for following me this far. I can't believe it. I started this up just saying, hey, I'm gonna have some fun and do a couple of videos and maybe have some people follow me. Now I'm close to 300 people. 300 people that like listening to me or like watching old cartoons. People that want to just have a quick break from their day. A day where you have to get up in the morning, possibly go to work. You have to deal with buttheads being in cars, turning without using their signals, cutting you off when you're driving down the highway. Idiots that don't know that stop signs equate all the time to stopping. Oh yeah, can you tell I've been riding around a lot with my wife in the car and we've been dealing with idiots? Ding. But we're gonna have a lot more fun soon to come. Things are gonna slowly start settling down, especially now that I'm in a place where I'm not gonna have to move for quite a while unless we decide to. And it's gonna be fun to have my wife around in the background, poking me and laughing at me and laughing at things with me. And it's great to have somebody who I know really does support me. I love you so much. Alright, so, you awesome bipeds, quadrupeds, and even the occasional dinosaurs. Love all of you so much. Thank you for coming on this journey with me this far, and watching me as my channel went from being almost nothing to being a little mediocre to being, we're okay. So let's keep being okay. Let's keep taking breaks. Let's keep taking breaths. Let's have some fun. Let's watch more cartoons. I'm gonna find a way to record my Switch and try and get game recordings on that. I have a Switch Lite, so it doesn't do the video capture like the actual Switches. So later on I'm gonna have to save up and get an actual Switch. But that'll be good too. And with a lot of the games I want to play with my wife also. So it's going to be fun to see what happens later on. So let's have fun. And if you want to help out even more, remember anytime you go outside, and you can, please keep trying to mask up. If you get sick, it'll stop you from spreading whatever sickness you might have and giving it to other people, and so that'll keep the herd healthier. And if you haven't yet, please go out and get your vaccinations or your booster shots, because that'll help your body know what to fight up against, and it'll keep you healthier. And of course, if you haven't, or if you can, when you go out, please keep trying to social distance. The further we are apart from each other, the healthier we'll be. And, you know, there are a bunch of us out there that cannot go out and get their vaccinations or their booster shots because of medical reasons, or they're allergic or something like that. And so we have to keep them healthy too. And we definitely know a little cheetah in the group that has that. So we have to hashtag protect the cheetah. I love all you bipeds, quadrupeds, and even the occasional dinosaurs so much. So let's see what this next year has to bring. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And a lot more breaks to come. I love all of you so much. And here's to another year on YouTube. So until next time, Wolf out.